Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. It's a bit of a short and sweet video this week, and for the next few weeks, if you didn't read the title, it is a little tiny smidgen with bittersweet regard. I put a pause on our weekly painting progress videos, and just those videos, I might add, because I've already uploaded stuff. So this is my last week of work, and then it's off to stay with family in Japan. And next Monday is like just a whirlwind. It's like graduations, promotions, retirement parties, union celebrations. I've just, it's like literally something going on every single day. So I am not gonna have any time on report cards and the end of the year and all that stuff. So I literally will not have time to paint, and then we're on the plane. So come July, I promise you, we will be back with those painting videos. So if you like listening to me ramble, stammer, and lose my train of thought as to whatever it is I'm talking about, I promise you we'll be back in July because I don't have to go to work, and hopefully we'll have my brother, Mr. Percival Sparkle Trout, finish up maybe a whole 2 or 3 models while I'm gone for the month, and we'll get to show those off while I get reacclimated to being on American time at that point. Now, I got barely anything done, and I didn't do a good job at any of it, which I know I say a lot, but I know I am my biggest critic, and I know I can do better. But this guy, I just kind of slopped around, and I'll admit to that freely. And looking at him like super close up like that, so he's not even in focus, I can see it even worse. This is some random cyberpunk dude from Pepsicles, and you can see I just did an awful job on his face, and the metallic on his arms is quite patchwork. So we'll have to fix that. It's not very nicely painted. Now, given he's not even like in an action combat pose or anything of the sort, so it's not like it's going to make a huge difference. He's just kind of standing around in the background, being bored with his robot arms. So, he is what he is. He will serve as good background fodder. Pretty sure it's Papsicles. It could have been Cyberforge, but I'm like 90% sure it's Papsicles. And if I'm not, please correct me, but I am pretty sure. Okay, the next one I got here, I do know where it came from. It's a Stonehaven figure. It was a Ravenfolk Druid or Birdfolk Druid, and I screwed up his beak there, the tip of his beak, unfortunately. But I really like this sculpt, especially when it's in focus. There we go. That's better. Now you can really see what a mess I made there. And I missed his eye. Wow. Okay. Well, from a distance, it'll do fine. But he's just a fun little sculpt. I like his little samurai sword. I like him, brushing aside his cloak as he grabs it to, I don't know. I figured he's offering up some potions. Maybe he's like throwing vials of poison or combustible liquids. Who knows? It could be whatever you want it to be, right? I don't know how many layers of feather colors. I was not happy with anything until I finally ended up with this. So, it works. Stonehaven models are always fun anyway. Alright. This one I feel like I did a little bit better job. Just a little bit. I'm not happy with how the windows turned out there. I thought it looked better before I finished it up. This is Speed Racer from Bot Wars. And obviously you can tell I went with a bit of a Bumblebee scheme there. I guess from a distance it's not too bad. It's up close when it's all bleh. I think I just need to go over it again with like a lighter color. But from a distance I think it looks fine. I'm relatively satisfied, and I hate painting yellow. My God, I hate painting yellow. But I persevered. And I guess, I put a little bit, I tried to go easy with the shading wash stuff. But, I guess I can go back and fix it up. He's not like super big either. But then again, the Bot Wars stuff is really, it's kind of at its own scale. I'm sure there's an actual scale. I'll have to double check what it is. But, if you don't want to paint a ton of stuff, and if you want to have some basic primary colored figures, at least you can go that route and get away with, you know, maybe handful or a dozen figures, and you're good to go. And they're on larger bases, so if you're like me that don't like painting teeny tiny things, this might be an option, especially if you're a big Transformer nerd. All right, speaking of Transformers and nerds and things of that sort, and robots in general, we bring you another of the Knicks Robots from Calamity's Ashes. This is one that my brother Sparkle Trout did, and it is suitably grimy, just like the Maschen and Krieger guys should look, right? I'm sure that's what he was channeling with that. It's just grimy and grubby and well worn on the battlefield. Whereas mine looks all shiny and new. So, of course, mine's like Scope Dog colors. I started printing up, and then I ran out of resin. One of the mechs from Kaor, or was it Crimson Mech Steelworks, that they did with the Maker's Cult, and that thing is a monstrosity, and it is super fun to goof around with, and I keep printing parts for it, so I think we're going to need to do a video on one of those eventually as well. But yeah, definitely take a look at that Kickstarter. Good stuff there. And I keep thinking, you know what these guys need is like some kind of like a Mega Man Buster Cannon, like an arm gun thing. I don't know why. I just keep thinking that they need like a Buster Cannon on their arms. I'll be honest. I think it's probably that Dorvac influence. If you're not familiar with Dorvac, it was a super obscure anime from the early 80s. But was it Gunze Sanyo? Did a bunch of models for it. Or Aoshima. Aoshima did. Aoshima did a bunch of these power armors, and they all look like eggs, and kind of similar to this guy. But people went wild customizing and dirtying them up. But there was one, it was like a blue one with a black torso and a big bright orange gun. I always loved that one. I painted it up for my brother that's in Japan. And yeah, I love that thing. I think we had a red and white one too that I painted for Sparkle Trout when he was little. We painted a lot of stuff back then. And speaking of painting, we have one more model from Mr. Sparkle Trout, and I think this one came out really nice. This was from a recent set from Cyberforge. It was like, I think it was like their Tesla versus Edison or something. They had all kinds of robot mechs and drones and things. Those are super Bubblegum Crisis colors. That is totally a boomer at this point. But Metal Mohawk Man is not impressed. I've seen better. So yeah. Not a bad little haul. Despite the fact that we had absolutely no time. And like I said before, so I will be in Japan. I think I've got all the electronics situated and settled. So given a couple of days, I will be up and running again. And never you fear, I do actually have videos set to go, and hopefully not like the last time I tried to take a vacation where they all went off in the same day. I will double check before I leave and make sure that I should have videos actually set to go off for the entire duration of June. So that's kind of crazy. But I mean, it's not that bad. It's like a Monday. I think I set it so it's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So there will still be a steady stream of content. And once I've figured out what my passwords to everything are, I'll get everything situated. So if you want to reach me on the comment section, on social media, on Discord, or wherever, I will be able to be found. And I promise that once I have acclimated to the time and adjusted and not having to run around everywhere, we will totally be posting some stuff up while we're in Japan. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that, because I know I certainly am, and I absolutely, seriously need a vacation. Well, not from this. I mean, I always... that's like all I'm going to do while I'm there is like build models and daydream about, what can I buy and build when I get back? So by all means, send those suggestions my way so that there is a plethora of things waiting for me upon my arrival back home. So, with that said then, as always, we have those links. You guys want to take a look for any of this yourselves, I wholeheartedly recommend that you do. And hopefully I will get to see that. And if you want to post that somewhere where I would find it, or on Instagram or one of those places, just put that hashtag weekly painting progress so I can find it. And I will absolutely, happily take a look. So yeah, with that said then, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures saying thanks for watching. And we will definitely be seeing you back here soon. Bye-bye.